Tony Cox is here now, who in charge of safety. You know all about health and safety. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of safe rides on roller coasters up and down the country every year. So this is quite an unusual event, isn't it?
Yes, the one statistic I've dug out is that the risk of something really causing grief is something like 1 in 80 million rides on this type of fairground ride.
What we saw in the news last year, the incident that happened at Alton Towers, there have been people that have been sort of comparing these two horrific tragedies. You say they're very different.
The causes were very different. I'm obviously not fully informed about the most recent one in Motherwell because the investigation's only just starting, and clearly the scene has been secured and evidence is being gathered and statements are being taken by the police and HSE Scotland.
But having looked at those photographs that we've all witnessed, these horrible pictures coming out from the scene, what do you think may have happened? Well,
from the pictures, which are quite detailed, you can see, for example, that in fact right now you can see that there's a wheel bogie that's become detached from the train. Now there are 10 such bogies on each of these trains. I wouldn't expect if just one of those wheel sets had come off the car, the whole train would derail. So something quite extensive has happened, and it's clearly some kind of mechanical failure. The other thing I can say from the pictures that I've seen is that the track itself doesn't seem to have collapsed.
There are reports now, and as we say, it's very, very early in the investigation and absolutely no conclusions can be reached at this stage. It's all speculation, but there would appear now to be a story of human error coming out.
I'm not certain. In the other case, the Alton Towers case, that case has proceeded all the way to a prosecution, and Merlin Entertainment have pleaded guilty, and they pleaded guilty on the basis that there was an operational mistake made. You can't say that about this one, necessarily, although what Ewan McLean said just now was new information to me, that there'd been an incident with the previous train on the same ride. I didn't know that. It does suggest that maybe that incident should have been it should have been discovered what was causing that.
It is quite an old ride, isn't it?
But it may be that it was discovered quite quickly what was causing that. We don't know that at this stage.
As I said, it's an old ride, so this was I think Italian manufacturer. I think it had toured around South America before it finally settled in Motherwell.
Yes, the information I've got on this has come from an enthusiast website. I don't know that it's 100% reliable, but what it says is that this particular machine started out life in Argentina, and it was used in a touring fairground. It was imported into Scotland in 2004. So it's been operating on its present site for more than a decade. So I think you can conclude there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the design as such.
Are they safe if we're looking to take our children on roller coaster rides this summer?
The regulatory regime for fairground rides is very strict. I mean, a newly designed fairground ride has to go through enormously detailed engineering checks. The design itself has to be checked. The way in which it was constructed on its actual site is also verified independently by expert engineering bodies. So the checks for those are very, very strict. If there's an area where things do tend to show up when accidents are investigated, it's in following the procedures properly. That's where it goes wrong.
OK, thank you for your time. Thank you.